All right, man, peace. So I'm sure that all of you brothers that follow the NBA have heard by now that Mr. Kevin Durant, the superstar small forward of the Golden State Warriors, has pretty much spilled the beans on a sentiment that I've been talking about for the last year and a half. I've already went into great detail in other videos on the veracity of his statements. Everybody pretty much knows it already that LeBron James has a syndicate of fanboys strategically planted throughout the mainstream super liberal sports media that have his back at every turn. And it's kind of been on the hush-hush whether or not an NBA player will prove to be a whistleblower and confirm what I've been saying, which is that most of these top-notch stars do not want to play with him because they already know that the media is always going to give LeBron James the benefit of the doubt while trying to bury all of his supporting stars. Well, LeBron James' #1 fan, that being our favorite, Mr. Shannon Sharpe, has decided that he's going to detonate on KD because of his statements. Of course, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
Next up, let's get back to the Lakers. The speculation is LA will get LeBron a superstar sidekick next year, and it could be Kevin Durant. But according to KD, there might be a lot of players that do not want to play with LeBron. KD explained saying this: he has so many fanboys in the media, even the beat writers just fawn over him. I'm like, we're playing basketball here, and it's not even about basketball at certain points.
In other words, what Kevin Durant is saying is that LeBron James is playing the media through politics, and they're more focused on his political stances and his pseudo-societal stances than they are what he's doing on the basketball court and the effects of what he does on the basketball court. Because it's one thing to go out there and average 29, 8, and 8, but is that resulting in championships? And if it's not, why is he not getting the blame for it? That's what Kevin Durant is saying. He's saying, I'm in Golden State averaging 26, 5, and 5, and what I'm doing is resulting in championships, even if you want to say that I'm playing with the great Steph Curry. Well, I went head-to-head with LeBron James, and it was mano a mano, me and him, and it was mano a mano, Steph and Kyrie, and it was mano a mano, Draymond and Clay versus Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, and everybody else. And we pretty much should have swept them. So why am I not getting credit? This is really what this is about. This is about Kevin Durant trying to figure out why he has not been universally recognized as the best player in the NBA. And I have certain brothers who come on my channel and they comment and they pretty much put forth that same sentiment, that they wonder why I'm not declaring Kevin Durant the #1 player. Well, I'm not declaring him the #1 player in the NBA quite yet because he's yet to really lead a team. When I see KD lead a team, then I can say, okay, he's the best player in the NBA. As of right now, I really can't say that. Now, do I think that he brings more to the table and can do more things than any other player in the league? Yes, I can. But I also see him on certain nights get dominated by other superstars. Sometimes I've seen Antetokounmpo kind of dominate him physically. These are not things that are customary from the #1 overall player in the NBA. When Jordan was the best player in the NBA, he never got dominated by other stars. Now, other stars would have great games against his team, but Jordan wouldn't get dominated. Sometimes I see KD kind of get dominated and retreat into a shell. Overall, what he brings to the table, what he can do, he has no weaknesses other than his slim frame. Sometimes physically he can be overpowered. In regards to LeBron, LeBron is playing better defense this year than he's played last year. So I still cannot say with any level of certainty that LeBron has been usurped so far this year. But, I mean, it's coming.
Certain points. So I get why anyone wouldn't want to be in that environment because it's toxic.
In other words, it could be deleterious to your self-esteem when you know that you're playing your ass off, you're playing hard, and you're still going to get all the blame, and LeBron is not going to get any of the blame because you're playing in the LeBron James system. So he's always going to dictate the offense and make sure that he gets his numbers and that his proficiency rates are high enough where he can escape the blame. You're going to get all the blame because you're waiting on him. That's what KD is saying.
Especially when the attention is BS attention. Plus, it's not LeBron's fault at all. It's just the fact you have so many groupies in the media that love to hang on every word.
In other words, LeBron James has people in the media who wait for other stars to say certain things that they can use to attack those stars, but they don't do it to LeBron.
Just get out of the way and let us play basketball.
I.e., talk about the results of the games. Don't talk about LeBron James' numbers. Talk about whether he won or lost.
Basketball.
Especially when he's going against me, Kevin Durant.
All right, Shannon, what's your take on this?
My take? I'm mad as hell, Skip. I'm mad at KD. LeBron mad at KD. We talked about it the other night. Skip, quiet as kept. And this has never been brought out on television. But me and LeBron helped raise KD. We donated $20,000 15 years ago to the Feed the Children Foundation for skinny niggas. The only reason why KD grew to be 6'11 is because we donated to his ass. I told LeBron, never trust a nigga under 150 pounds that's 6'11.
KD makes some interesting points, but KD needs to stop. KD, you're never going to be normal. You're one of the best basketball players in the NBA. Let me tell you what it was like. How about this here? KD, when you were growing up in D.C., you were normal. How'd you like that?
How'd you like that, KD? Before we fed your ass. Your little skinny ass. You know, KD, you get on my damn nerve. KD, the only nigga I ever known turn sideways and disappear.
It drove you to become the player that you became. Kevin Durant, do you think you could get into these meetings in Silicon Valley if you were normal? See, Kevin Durant wants everything that comes, all the perks, Skip, but none of the criticism with being a great player.
Skip, I read that quote last night. I couldn't believe the shit. I said, did KD really say that about Bron? And me and Bron and Savannah were just sitting down talking. We were saying to ourselves, okay, good. We got KD. We got that little anorexic nigga coming to play with us. We're going to be able to win 2-3 more championships. And then we can finally get rid of that damn Jordan. That was all about, Skip. And now KD going to try to throw this monkey wrench into our plans. Unbelievable.
What's shocking to me, and this shocked a lot of people, that Kevin Durant is talking about playing with a LeBron James when he went and joined the 73-9 with a two-time MVP, and it was never going to be his team. Kevin Durant could...
Right, well, you know what's strange about that, Shannon Sharpe? People like you who say that Kevin Durant is the best player on the Golden State Warriors. So for you to say that that's not his team or that it's never going to be his team, that's pretty much a barb that you throw out there whenever it's convenient. Now we know, in the overall scheme of things, that is Steph Curry's team. Steph Curry is the most impactful player not only for that team, but of any player in the NBA. Steph Curry is the most impactful player in the NBA, especially in that system. But, I mean, for all intents and purposes, Kevin Durant is overall the most talented player on the team. We all pretty much know it. And you know that LeBron and yourself really want KD to come play with the Lakers so that he can try to assist you in improving upon LeBron James's legacy. Because right now, the way that LeBron James's career is crafted, he has everything set off the court for you to talk about him as this great societal contributor. You know, he's changed his community, he's done this and he's done that. He has all these other categories checked off because he's a great politician. Now all he's missing is 3 more championships, because if he can win 3 championships with the Lakers, he needs KD to do that for that to happen. But if he can win 3 championships with the Lakers, he can say to himself, look at what I've done. I've matched Jordan and Kareem in championships won. And even though I've lost 6, look at the 6 that I've lost. I can make up excuses for the 6 championships that I've lost if I win 6.
Man could not understand, Skip, how could he go to a team? He's the best player. I believe people believe that he's the best player on that team. But it's still Steph Curry's team. It's hard. See, when I look at it, when I hear Magic say, I didn't want to play with Larry. Larry says, I didn't want to play with Magic. And Michael said, I didn't want to play with either one of them.
Right. But you know what? Back in that era, there was no unrestricted free agency until 1988. So it's easy for guys to say that because a lot of times your mindset is based off of what your options are. The less options you have, the more restricted your mindset is.
Skip, they're looking at it from a point of view is that they're great players and they're going to have to sacrifice. And take it from me. I played in there and Tony came in. I didn't want to play Tony Gonzalez because somebody's going to have to sacrifice.
Right, but Shannon, I mean, come on. How is that even comparable? You're talking about football. You play the position of tight end. Both of you guys were going to be dependent on the quarterback. So if the quarterback happened to like Tony Gonzalez more than he liked you, he's going to throw to him more than he throws to you. That's going to affect your numbers. And at the end of the day, when somebody goes to NFLreference.com and looks up your stats, all they know is how many catches you had for the season. They don't know whether or not the quarterback liked you or the offensive coordinator didn't like you, and that's why you had 20 less catches than you had the year before. It's very different in basketball. In basketball, the best player always gets the ball.
We can't all be on the field at the same time. My number's going to take a hit. His number's going to take a hit. So Magic like, hold on. I'm Magic. I don't really want to share this.
Right, but the difference is Magic Johnson was a point guard. When they say they did not want to play together, they're talking about they wanted to beat one another so that they could find out who's the best.
But it's kind of like when James Worthy got drafted, Skip. He got drafted to a team that had Magic and Kareem. One guy had won 6 MVPs. The other guy had won 2 Finals MVP. So when you look at it, do I think James Worthy...
You know, the funny thing about the LA Lakers drafting James Worthy, I believe he was drafted number 1 overall in 1982. They were actually thinking about drafting Dominique Wilkins, but they took James Worthy instead. And, you know, Dominique Wilkins' career may have been considered completely different had he been drafted by the Lakers. As a matter of fact, we know that it would have, because he would have won, 3 championships, and he would have put up those same numbers that James Worthy put up. But I wonder how James Worthy would have done on another team. Maybe he would have been the guy averaging 27, 28 points per game and, going to the Hall of Fame and being considered one of the best players to ever win a championship. It's so funny how history works.
Worthy, if he had a choice, that would have been his first priority. Go link up with the Lakers? No! So I get...
Well, actually, I think that it would be Shannon Sharpe. I think that players back then, they thought a little bit differently, once again, because it was a different environment. I believe that James Worthy was elated to be drafted by the Lakers, a team that had just won the championship in 1982. James Worthy had just won the NCAA championship along with Michael Jordan in 1982. And then he gets drafted by the world champions, number 1 overall. So I believe that he was very happy to be drafted by them.
Get what KD is saying. It's tough. When you want to have the ball, you're used to having the ball. And then all of a sudden you got to go to a guy, because this is what we know.
But you know what, Shannon Sharpe? What you're saying is not really making sense. You can't castigate KD for going to Golden State and playing alongside Steph Curry, who we know is going to have the ball, but then say, well, KD, the reason why you're so upset at LeBron is because you know that if you team up with him, you're not going to be the best player on the team because he's going to have the ball. So obviously, the issue is not just playing with another great player. The issue, once again, is the style of play of the team that he'd be going to. He knows that if he goes to play for Golden State, they're going to move the basketball. Steph Curry is far more selfless in his style of play. And KD knows that he's going to learn how to play the right way, and he's going to get his shot attempts. If he goes to play with LeBron, it's dribble, dribble, dribble. I have to stand there. Once again, LeBron James is just a much bigger, better version of Russell Westbrook. That's all.
Kevin Durant, when he was in OKC, Skip, everybody knew no matter how great Russell was, Kevin Durant was the best player. He goes to Golden State. Steph Curry is a 2-time MVP. The last time he won it was unanimous. Kevin Durant's the best player. Go to LeBron James team.
Yeah, skinny nigga. Go to LA. We know who the best player is. You can run, but you can't hide. You know what, KD, I'm starting to think you are a snake. I didn't want to say it. I was all on Twitter. And the fans was all up in my mentions, talking about why you want that snake on your team. And I said, don't talk about KD like that. KD's not a snake. He's a good person. He's just skinny. So you never know what a skinny nigga gonna do. But now I see what you are, KD. You are a snake. You're Black Mamba Part 2.
Team, and what they gonna say? You're not the best player, KD. You can't handle that, KD.
Hey, Shannon Sharpe loses it when he talks about LeBron James. Goodness sakes.
What he just said.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he just said.
Don't make it about it's toxic. Don't make it about the hubbub. Call it what it is.
It's toxic for anybody but LeBron.
You know why? Because anybody that plays LeBron in the last decade, you're not going to be the best player.
See what Shannon Sharpe is doing right here, and he does not understand it. All he's doing is proving Kevin Durant correct. This is why all these star players do not want to play with LeBron James. Shannon Sharpe just said in the last 10 years, if you go to play with LeBron James, you're not going to be the best player. Well, in the last 10 years, LeBron James has not been the most successful player in the NBA. So what does that tell you? That tells you that it's not worth going alongside to play with him when you can have greater success on another team. Now, if LeBron's sycophants were a little bit more shrewd and utilized more discretion, they'd fall back and they say, you know what, KD, you have the right to your opinion. wait until the offseason and see if you could assist your boy in bringing KD into the fold and helping him add a couple of more championships to his resume. But they're so emotional, all they're going to do is flip out and prove KD correct.
And Kevin Durant's not gonna. He can be 5 Finals MVPs. But the greatest player of this generation
Is LeBron James Sharpe.
is 2-3 from Akron.
You better ask somebody, Skip.
The thing that makes him what I love the most about LeBron
Is that he's 6'9", 255 pounds of sexual chocolate. That he loves his family. He loves Savannah. He loves his kids. He loves me. We are the new nuclear family of America. And you know what, Skip? Nothing can stop that. We're going to be the #1 family on the planet Earth. And I can't believe what KD said, Skip. He had a chance to be a part of the LeBron James Sharpe experience. And he going to just blow it away like this. I can't believe this shit. He got to be the dumbest nigga in America.
is that if you look at LeBron when he played with Kyrie the last couple of years, Kyrie, do your thing, bro. Shot.
Right, but that was part of the problem, Shannon Sharpe. That's what you're not understanding. Kevin Durant spoke to Kyrie Irving. And yes, LeBron James gave the ball to Kyrie and said, yeah, go ahead and score, but that's not real basketball. And that's what Kyrie explained when he went on First Take and tried to edify Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman in regards to why he left LeBron James. He wanted to play in a real system and learn how to play real basketball. That my turn, your turn shit, that's not real basketball. And that's why KD left Oklahoma City. I don't understand why these guys are having such a difficult time grasping this. But oh yes, I do. It's because they're fanboys. A fanboy is overly emotional, and he pretty much is devoid of any sense of deductive reasoning.
Shine. Because I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of doing. Because he proved it once Kyrie left, and he had to do all the closing, did it, passed that test with flying colors. So he has no problem taking a back seat. But I tell you what this does, this makes me
It made me so upset, Skip. It really does. My glasses, the lenses are fogging up. I know that. And as soon as we go to commercial, I'm going to get a tissue and wipe them down. But I'm so mad right now. I'm so upset. My collar's starting to get wrinkled. Just thinking about this little anorexic nigga from Golden State. He made me so sick. Got tattoos all over his skinny ass body. I mean, where they do that at, Skip? Nigga weighs 75 pounds and got 75 tattoos.
a little more skeptical. Kevin Durant's going to join LeBron up in
And I think you just...
Right, that's why you're so upset. That's why you're so upset, Shannon Sharpe. Because when you write that quote, you said, this dude, KD, is not coming to play with my man. So you said, I'm going to unload on his ass tomorrow on Undisputed.
You just lit that bridge on fire again with all of your remarks you just made. Because Kevin's not going to like what you just said.
I love Kevin Durant. I think
now you do.
No.
Absolutely. Because now that he's let all his emotions out, now he's going to try to reel him back in.
I've always thought he was the second best player.
All right.
Well, that's the point, Shannon Sharpe. He does not want you to consider himself the second best player. He wants you to consider himself the best player. He does not look at LeBron as being better than him. And you have to deal with that. When you get on television and you keep trying to reinforce the notion that no matter what Kevin Durant does, he's always going to be second best, why the hell would he team up with LeBron James?
He's a special talent. And
I mean, unless there's some chicanery afoot, as has been put forth by Max Kellerman and also myself to a degree. I think that the chances of that are slim. But maybe there's some chicanery afoot. Maybe there's some trickery afoot where Kevin Durant is trying to utilize misdirection. Who knows? I doubt it, but who knows?
And I get what he's saying, Skip. You think Tom Brady and what you call him want to play together? I mean, if Julio Jones and AB don't want to play together, Odell Beckham don't want to play with another top wide receiver because it's going to cut into his neck. If he already complaining about getting balls, can you imagine if he has to play with AB or he plays with Julio?
So then, Shannon Sharpe, why were you trying to push KD coming to play with LeBron James if you know all this already?
He got to split those targets. No, that ain't happening. But LeBron ain't toxic. LeBron good folk.
LeBron great folk. I can't believe this when the man said that LeBron James toxic. I look at Bron and said, Bron, were you on that karaoke show singing the Britney Spears song? Because what could this nigga mean by toxic?
He all about making the team better.
My turn?
Yeah.
Your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn, Skip. Hopefully it's your last turn. I dream of the day that you just pass out on the set of the show never wake up. I hate your ass, Skip. Only person I hate more than you is Kevin Durant.
Thank you. So, we touched on this topic at the end of yesterday's show, and I had just seen it for an instant and blew through Rick Bucher's article and skimmed this quote. And then I was able to let it sink in last night and sleep on it.
Yeah, Shannon, I had a dream about it last night. I was like, wow, Kevin Durant's my new favorite player. I couldn't believe you said that.
And I got to tell you, there's no way Kevin Durant would have said this in Oklahoma City or even 2 years ago.
I agree. Kevin Durant right now, he's at the point where he just don't give a shit.
But it took him to feel empowered, emboldened by beating LeBron head-to-head twice. And I know he had a whole lot of help and had more help than LeBron had.
Let me say this. This notion that Kevin Durant has so much more help than LeBron James is fallacious. What Kevin Durant had was a great scheme and a great system that he was willing to become a part of. Because once again, if you compare the three best players on Golden State to the three best players on the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2017, not 2018, but 2017, you say to yourself, you know what? It's pretty even, Steven. LeBron James, Kyrie, and Kevin Love against Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green, that's even, Steven. And of course, you add Klay Thompson in there, but you would think that if you combine many of the guards for the Cleveland Cavaliers, that they should be able to nullify Klay Thompson. So the difference is the mentality and how they play. And of course, the defense.
But Kevin was the MVP of back-to-back NBA Finals. And Kevin hit these shots in 2 game threes back-to-back in LeBron's building. So that emboldened him to the point that he called this out. He called out LeBron by calling out his media apologists.
Well, I'm not quite sure if he called out LeBron. He definitely called out his media apologists. But if you want to say that, he called out LeBron in a circuitous way, you could say that. Because for him to say that LeBron James and his single fans create a toxic atmosphere, he is in a roundabout way pointing the finger at LeBron.
And I don't think anybody has been in a better position to observe this than I have been over the how many years have we had LeBron? 16.
16.
So that's...
Yeah, since 2003. I've been trying to tell you. Well, it's really 2002 going back. Well, you know what, Shannon? I'm just going to be honest with you. I've been hating on LeBron since he was in the 8th grade. I've known about that guy since 1999. I've been hating on him since then. It's just unbelievable to me that you guys love this guy LeBron James so much.
Really, since I started this show way back 15 years ago, I have closely observed and been friends with many of these media apologists who have surrounded and protected LeBron and defended him, to me, to a fault. Because the media apologists, and now they might be led by the man across from me.
There's no doubt about that. The #1 LeBron James apologist is Shannon Sharpe James.
Will be quick to celebrate a game against the Spurs, and we just got to see it in living, shouting form right across from me.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Because LeBron James had 42 points in a regular season game against the Spurs, this dude Shannon Sharpe comes into the studio with a LeBron James jersey on, a tight-ass jersey, may I add, and that GOAT mask again. And many brothers ask me about why Shannon Sharpe wears the GOAT mask so much. Is he a Luciferian? Is he a Mason? I'm sure that he's a Mason. Most of these guys, they know what they're doing when they wear the GOAT mask. They know what the GOAT represents. The GOAT represents the soul of a czar. And Shannon Sharpe does dabble in that pro-blackity black shit. So it would not surprise me if he's into the veneration of the Baphomet. Just for you to get that prominent position on television, you have to at least know who the Baphomet is. You have to be, relatively high in the quote-unquote Masonic order. Skip Bayless, if you notice, likes to wear all black oftentimes.
Me to open this show that